Today, I'm going to show you guys how to easily rank on Google or other search engines without having to use a ton of brain power or even learning how to do SEO and studying for hours and hours to learn how to write the right blog. So, we're going to just head over to the camera and I'm going to screen share what I use for my blogs. So I use for my website, I like to use WordPress. Now, the principles still apply across all blogs that you can use. And the SEO process is pretty simple. You want to choose a keyword that people are actually searching when it comes to your specific area. In this sample, I'll be using the real estate blog because that's what I use my blog for, as a real estate site. So I have a website, and if you like this website and you want to have one of your own, you can go ahead and click the link in the description below. And that's going to open up to a page where you can meet with one of the website builders. And I've tried so many different websites, and I really, really am impressed and in love with this one. It is specifically for real estate. So that's why I like it. You can plug in your CRM, you can connect it and have your clients searching on your portal. I no longer use the MLS because I feel like my website is a lot more rich than what my MLS is offering. So, my website is livingthesprings.homes. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it'll show you who the website builder is. And you can go ahead and click that. And I do get an affiliate commission. But again, I don't recommend products that I would never use myself. And I really do love how everything turned out. They made an interactive map for me. It's got restaurants and a bunch of different information about the communities in the area. So, it's just it's very rich for clients who are relocating, especially, and so that's why I love mine. So really, when you are looking for a keyword to search up, you want to use something you might think that somebody would be searching for your area. So maybe it's moving to Colorado Springs because that's where I'm from. So you might want to try seeing what pops up when you do that search. So we're going to type in moving to Colorado Springs, and you get all these different things that pop up. People also ask, is it a good idea to move to Colorado Springs? How much money do you need to live comfortably in Colorado Springs? What are the pros and cons? Colorado Springs versus Denver. So you can always use any of these keywords. You don't have to pay for a service because it's all right here. Now, whether you're going to rank for this content, it does take a long time to be able to rank for these keywords because obviously, I mean, there's a ton of competition here that you're going to have to compete with to make sure that you get a good um, chance at ranking. You want to use a keyword that is less often used. Then you can go into the whole keyword research and go on Uber Suggest. I personally use I think it's called SEMrush, and because it gives me my rankings, but then it kind of shows you how there is a free version. And then you can always upgrade if you really want to get into SEO. But if you're new, I would just start with, seeing what works and seeing what you enjoy, because if you hate blog writing, it might not be something for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I already have a moving to Colorado Springs blog. So I'm just going to do living in Colorado Springs because that is a keyword that I know is popular. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new article. Now, you can hire someone to do this within this platform that I use. And again, that link is in the description, or you can write it yourself. So I'm going to do living in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And and then I'm going to just go over here to ChatGPT, and I'm going to write the prompt to be create an SEO friendly blog about living in Colorado Springs. So it's going to give me it's going to write that out. And this is again the free version. I have heard that I am going to upgrade here in a bit because I've heard that the ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT Plus has more features, and it's more the language model is a lot better. And so I recommend that. But for today, we'll just use this one. So go ahead and read through this and make sure that you like the way that this reads. You want to rewrite it in your own voice because this clearly sounds like a bot wrote it. And I don't like for, I want my writing to come across as me as I'm speaking to that client, just so there's a more of a connection there. So just read through it and make, like, I wouldn't say majestic mountain living. You might, but I would probably change that. And then it says here, discuss the breathtaking scenery and how they shape the lifestyle of Colorado Springs residents. Well, no, I want you to do that, Chat GPT. So we're going to finesse this a little bit better to get the result that we want. All right, so now I'm just going to rewrite this to say, write a blog with the keywords living in Colorado Springs. And then if you want to put in your own, what we would call is a headline for each paragraph, you can write that in here too. Write a blog with the keywords living in Colorado Springs, addressing topics like traffic, population, things to do, culture, mountain views. Let's see what um, it spits out here. All right, so now we have the title, Living a Gateway Mountain Living and Urban Culture. Nestled at the foot of the Rockies, Colorado Springs, Beckett. Okay, with the software that I'm using, I use WordPress, which is inside of my website. And it doesn't like these big words. It likes the reader to be, most readers are going to be reading at like a fifth grade level. So you don't want to be writing this in like big words, right? So beckons with its unique blend. It needs to be easily readable, if that makes sense. Um, so I would um, rewrite this blog um, with a fifth grade level reading, or a reading level of fifth grade, or however you want to say that. And it'll just rewrite it. Hey there, Colorado Springs is an awesome city with mountains all around, lots of cool things to do. Maybe we're going to go eighth grade level. So, I mean, just keep rewriting it until it comes out the way that you want it. But again, this is still not writing this the way that I would want it to. So you're just going to keep rewriting this until it suits you, or it's just going to give you ideas for you to write it. But in this case, I want to be able to write something that I could just quickly post, right? Okay, so that's better, but I'm going to see if this is going to change the numbers into paragraphs that I can use for a blog. It's almost like you're talking to an assistant. Like, nope, I said do it this way. I mean, you wouldn't say it that mean, but it's just like, okay. So now we're going to say rewrite this same blog at an eighth grade reading level. Just because, I mean, that one was too childish. Exploring Colorado Springs, where mountains meet urban adventure. And you're going to read it again. I can't stress this enough. Make sure you're actually reading this stuff. Because if you don't put out quality content, Google's not going to rank you. They're going to be like, oh, well, this is clearly AI. You want to rewrite it in a way that sounds competent. All right. So, what I like about this website is that I can use Yoast. It's connected and it's going to show me how to write the blog. So, we're going to write this blog, but we're going to write it in a way, obviously, that is reader friendly. So, you're going to have to delete and clean it up. I'm going to delete greetings. Exploring Colorado Springs is the title. Now, this is where it's going to be your first heading. That's important because that's how Google categorizes your content. So each of these are going to be headings, and you're going to change those here. And you want to do a heading 2. Now, I'm not going to go into why we're doing a heading 2, other than it is the way that Google will categorize your content. So just trust me on that. If you want to dig deeper, you can. Um, but this is not letting me do it. So I need to. Sometimes it doesn't like the spaces, so I have to change that real quick to say heading 2. All right, so now Google knows that this is the content. Basically, this is the content. So, diverse population. So we're just going to stop here because I want to show you how this shows up on the blog. So obviously it says readability here needs improvement, clearly, because we need to go through and rewrite it. I'm going to check all of these relocation, and then I'm going to check add my tags living in Colorado Springs, Colorado, all the different ways that people might be looking this up. Living in Colorado Springs, Colorado. All right, so we're going to add those tags. And if you have a library of tags already in here, it's going to show, you can choose from those as well. And then, all right, so now we're going to go down to the snippet preview. This is so fun for me. It's like trying to win at a video game. It's the best way for me to describe it. Living in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm going to spell this out, and I'm going to add a meta description. And this is what basically also helps Google know what your content is about. So I'm going to put thinking what it's like, and you want to have this in the very first sentence, your keyword. Thinking, wondering what it's like living in Colorado Springs. You want to make it sound as natural as possible. Today, we will talk about the population, traffic. Let's see what else. Things to do, and more. Today, we will talk about the population, traffic, things to do, and more. I'm going to leave it there because my line turned green and we're trying to make this as easy as possible, right? Okay. The readability analysis. This is going to teach you how to write your blog. So it's not liking the reading ease. So what I was mentioning earlier, when the text is too difficult to read, it's not going to be a good blog. So subheading distribution, I only have one section. It's saying one section of your text is longer than 300 words and it's not separated by subheadings. You can that's all of these words here, so we'll get to that in a bit. Try to make sentences shorter, use less difficult words, transition words. Only 16.2% of the sentences have transition words, which is not enough. So we're going to go ahead and click on the little eyeball, and it's going to show me which sentences don't have transition words. So traversing Colorado Springs is a relatively, okay, that sounds terrible. I'm going to change that to traveling. Oops, I need to go back. Traveling through Colorado Springs is a relatively smooth experience, right? On most days, that's true. The road infrastructure is well maintained. Additionally, I mean, it makes you feel like you're in school again, but it's just what Google likes. So you're going to go through and add a bunch more until this turns either orange or green. It's going to give you a little, let's go ahead and save this. It's going to give you a green here. So SEO is not available. Let's plug that in while we're down here too. Let's see. Focus key phrase. So my focus key phrase is living in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And it's giving me a smiley face because I did use that in the beginning and it's in my title. Now it's going to say we want internal links. Make sure that you're hopping from one blog to another. So if you have like another article about moving to Colorado Springs, you might want to add that in here as a link. We'll go through that in another video. Images. So people like to be visually stimulated. Maybe show a picture of Colorado Springs. Maybe show a picture while you're out there. Snap a photo of some traffic that you see. And then when you save it as that keyword. So traffic cones in Colorado Springs or traffic jam or whatever you want to use. That way, when it shows up, you can Google will also tag your photos as it just helps boost that rank in the SEO world. Keyword phrase density, keyword not enough keywords. So Colorado Springs is an extraordinary city surrounded by beautiful mountains and a plethora of engaging activities. I wouldn't say plethora unless you want to, and many engaging activities. Navigating the roads, diverse population. Oops. So what I'm going to do is create a heading 2 out of this. Change that to a paragraph. Clean up these spaces. All right, so I'm going to do that for each one. And it's going to update over here. So I'm going to keep going and cleaning up this blog until we get it all cleaned up. All right, so I've gone through and I have cleaned everything up and got a better grade on my blog. Now the readability is just okay. I'm going to go in and fix it up a little bit more. It looks like there's still too many sentences that are hard to read and too long. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I do it until it turns green because I just want to have the best possible chance to be able to get a good possibility of ranking on Google. And so now I am going to add some photos. So I have a ton of stock photos that I just save over time. So I'm going to go ahead and add media here. And I like this photo of, this is downtown Colorado Springs. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that. It's a free stock photo that I just pulled from Canva, but there's plenty like Pixabay or Unsplash. Lots of different places where you can get free footage. So I'm going to put that there and you can resize this to make it bigger. I've got it on a medium setting, which is fine. I could do large. Maybe I'll just see how it looks with the large. It might be a little bit too long, so I might reduce that just to be one line because we don't want it to look too cluttered. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue working through this. Now, there were some things that I didn't like the way that it read. So I reworded it, added a lot more very specific things about the springs. Like this didn't have family-centric activities. There was nothing in here that mentioned any of the family-centric activities. So I threw in, Great Wolf Lodge, a couple of the different restaurants and shops that were in the area. So that would make it a little bit more robust and unique. I don't want to throw out just another blog just to throw it out there. I want it to be useful and helpful to the reader. So I also added a link in here to link back to one of my other blogs to get people to stay on my website a lot longer. And then at the end, I'm going to add a form because what I want to have a call to action. So maybe this is going to be my relocation guide. So I'm going to insert that form, which I had created when I made this website. or when I had them create this website for me. So now I'm going to just go back and make sure that the form looks good at the bottom. All right, so I just wanted this to be green, and maybe that's the overachiever in me, but I'm going to make sure and I'm going to get it done green. So this is the final look. I'm going to go up here and just preview the post, and you can see that this is the finished product. I couldn't really get this all the way to one line, but you can also, I'm sure you could shrink the text. I like to keep these though as a heading. That way Google knows how to categorize it. And I have the links going back to my website. Anyway, you basically get the gist of this. And then once it's all done, I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. All right, so this is the final result. And just want to make sure that everything looks good. It's got the call to action, which is if you have questions or comments, feel free to reach out below and they can put in their information. And then I highly recommend sharing this to all of your social media platforms, especially Pinterest, because it is a search engine as well. And if you have Google My Business, I would highly recommend doing that as well. And then this is kind of cool because it just takes it to the next article. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I can help you with your blog writing, provide some tips or things like that.